Sports has changed over the years, from travel sports to pay-to-play leagues with limited access. Here in the Lowcountry, the nonprofit organization, the DAE Foundation, is educating many players about what's going on right now with youth sports, including skill development and nutrition. I talked one-on-one with Jermel President and Jennifer Buddin with the DAE Foundation for this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel and like Quintin's Close-Ups on Facebook. Jermel President and Jennifer Buddin, welcome to Quintin's Close-Ups. Jennifer and Jermel, welcome back to Quintin's Close-Ups. And this interview is sponsored by Paisley & Associates.
For sure.
Yes.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, you're welcome. Obviously, the DAE Foundation, Dolores and Estelle Foundation, was founded by you in 1999. As a former student athlete here in Lowcountry, you understood the need for skill development programs in the Charleston community. Determined to educate and inform young basketball players on the opportunities and resources available to them, that's how your foundation was born.
Yes, sir.
So tell me, as we sit here right now, what's new, what's now with the DAE Foundation?
Well, like you mentioned, our focus is student athletes, but during the course of time, we kind of transitioned to a whole lot, a whole new approach. Mm-hmm. And I'm thankful to have Ms. Jennifer Buddin to join our team. She's been grateful and not grateful, but she's been wonderful in helping
and
us.
Grateful.
So I'll pass the ball to her and let her kind of explain some of the things that we've been doing.
So I was originally a part of the foundation because my child was a student athlete who took advantage of the services. So once we actually ended up coaching together, I was an assistant coach and he was the head coach of a team here in Charleston. And we started talking, and I'm a communications consultant. It's what I do. So both of us are really passionate about student athletics. It's been such a big part of my personal story, of my family's story, and I know that's the same for him. And now it's the same for my own children. And being able to be a coach, a volunteer coach, has always been something that was really important to me. And then being able to work with the foundation now has taken that a next step. This year, we've been really focusing in on closing that gap between pay-to-play sports and kids who have access to that experience, and the difference in how that's changed for recreational sports. I don't know how old you are. I won't even guess.
40.
I know I'm a little older. Sports were different. Sports, we were playing sports at the recreational center. We played all the sports. We didn't just play one. And now it seems like a lot of kids are really hyper-focused in on doing travel sports at a very young age. And then it's expensive. So the competition changes, the access to training changes. And I know that especially for Jermel is that he wants to give back in that specific way to children who might not otherwise have access to that opportunity. So that is why we launched the Power of the Student Athlete this year.
Wow. What is that power of the student athlete these days?
Well, it's a concept we came up with because the power is in the student athlete itself. But, our approach to the oatmeal recipe and different ingredients that we have, nutrition, skill development, we've focused on going to different areas and providing those information to communities. Like Jennifer said, we want to travel to different areas and give the community what's important, what needs to power the athlete through, middle school, high school, and then hopefully collegiate.
What resources now can actually power that student athlete?
Number one, we have a 3-step approach, and that is what the recipe is. Yeah. It's the basketball skill development, which is athletics in general.
Sure.
Number 2 is the importance of nutrition, of fueling the body. We work with a wonderful nutritionist out at MUSC who helps provide that content for us. And then the 3rd step, which is we feel and have really leaned into this, is the social emotional learning aspect of that development. Sports has always been a thing that was great at teaching kids how to work with others, learn and grow, handle conflict,
Sure.
all the things. And when you don't have access to sports, that kind of natural pathway is also lost. So we really focus a lot on the social emotional learning. We work with a sports psychologist named John Skidmore. He is a performance psychologist. That's what he does. He gets people ready for performing.
Sure.
And it's athletes and entertainers. It's not just athletes. And so kind of harnessing those big feelings, knowing what to do with those feelings on the court and in life. So that's the 3-step approach: skill development, nutrition, and then the social emotional learning.
Yeah, I'll touch base on a little bit of social learning part
The
because
pass on.
in our BB 101 program,
Yes.
in our programs, you got a 3-step tier, which is training, BB 101, and our spring basketball component. But in our BB 101 classes, parents aren't allowed in the gym at that time.
Sure.
And that's only because we want to develop to, like you say, conflict resolution.
Yeah.
Kids got to figure out how to socially integrate and deal with things without parents' involvement. So through our courses and our training, we create those atmospheres. We can kind of shape those behaviors. That's very important in life as well.
What are those behaviors do you see right now that you want to actually resolve with the social emotional learning?
Well, basically, if a 7-year-old come in the gym, they're not used to being away from their parents. So you got other 10, 11, 7 years old in the gym, right? And you got one basketball or 3 basketballs. They might want, this person might want the ball. So
Right.
how do you share that, right? How do you share passes? How do you share if a kid falls and hurt himself? Other kids help pick them up. So they're lead the fight for themselves in that environment, and that kind of leads to shaping behaviors. That's very important through sports.
Wow. And what are those upper shape behaviors that you want to target with this?
Well, in general, in life, building relationships that you're able to really control your emotions
Sure.
and your feelings is really what it's all about. And, whether that be preparing yourself for, let's say, a tryout, or preparing yourself to lose, or knowing how to lose, or know how to win.
Right.
That's all about having some self-control. And there are techniques and steps for learning and being able to control your feelings and know what to do with those big feelings. And especially with kids, like they have big feelings. And we're so lucky that we get to work with kids from all different backgrounds.
Sure.
And they all learn from each other.
Exactly.
It's really, really important. And with the Power of the Student Athlete Tour, we partner with existing community organizations.
Yes.
So one of our biggest ones is Charleston County Parks and Recreation Commission, St. Andrews Parks and Playground. These are institutions that are already well established in those communities with trusted people already involved in these children's lives. And we go in not to be a one-off, but to be something that's consistent. We're able to come in and provide some free basketball education and skill development. And then we don't just leave. We provide pathways to the kids who have interest and potential for finding other avenues. And we do that through scholarships for personal and private training, and then also scholarships for league play. So kids who may not be able to afford that big ticket item for, it's thousands of dollars to play youth sports these days. Our foundation, through the support of our 501c3, is able to provide financial support for those students. So it's a big picture effort.
What will be that big picture 5-10 years from now when you think of the power of the student athlete?
Well, that's just one of our community service we provide. But 5 to 10 year focus, I would say, is like right now we're working with a lot of schools, kind of delivering those programs to schools. Right now we're working with Sea Island Academy.
Oh yeah.
So in 5 to 10 years, we want to be a programming organization that go out and give programs to schools, after school programs. So again, we're trying to really focus on providing and giving this service to communities that can't really afford it or don't really see this type of training through sports.
What other communities here in the Lowcountry just don't see those types of resources and availabilities?
But I think all of them. It just depends. It don't matter what. I mean, sports comes with a certain particular just sports. I think what we add is let's say the SEL development and just different real life applications that could go along with sports.
Right.
So I mean, I think all communities, no matter what culture you're in, can benefit from having these type of programs.
And geographically, I'll say also is that, when we started building this model, we really took a look at what was already in existence here in our community and talked with a lot of different community leaders. And there's a lot of resources right here in the city of Charleston. There's always more to be had. But right outside of the city limits, within Charleston County and some of our surrounding counties, it's a different world. And it's not covered up with people who are former, athletes and who are able to do this kind of work. So I know that one of our biggest targets has been to go into the communities, out into the more rural areas. It's just the nature of the way the world has turned. A lot of people have moved into the cities, and it's left a dent. It's left a hole there. So that's really important.
What other dents do you all want to fill when it comes to student athlete and skill development?
Mm-hmm. I mean, really, one of the biggest ones is the pay to play. It is. There are really wonderful, talented kids who aren't able to perform at the level that they want to because they didn't start when they were 6 or something. So that's a big one.
And the other one I would say is the parent.
Yeah,
parents are not informed as well as they should be of how to support their athletes from the elementary, middle, high school level. So we come in and give information on what's needed. It's called ages and stages. Certain ages, kids might need a certain type of instruction. All right, SAT kids in elementary school don't need SAT, right? So it just depends on what's needed at that time. So we can provide the information for parents to help them be more involved in how to take the kids to the next level.
When these parents are involved in your program, what do they take away from that?
They take a lot of information on how to deal with their kids and what level they are. Like, for example, if you're in 4th grade, I think rec department is the way you should start. And as you get moved to 5th, 6th, 7th grade, even our spring program, we don't travel to Florida to play games. We stay right here locally where parents can save money, save time, and still get the development process that they need. So they get a lot of information from how to do. Because if you're just looking to get information, looking to get your kids to the next level, you're going to go to social media. You're going to go to a lot of things that just not as detailed as it should be. And we kind of help out with that.
Right.
How exactly is social media affecting all of this skill development and the power of the student athlete?
Well, I do think that social media plays a role in getting information to people to just know that it's actually out there. But I would like to take that a step further is that we in 2025 are launching an online platform where all the education we provide is on an online platform. We have different modules that are based on the age group and then also the audience. Are you a coach? Are you a student athlete? Are you a parent? And we cover each of those key components, the basketball skill development, the nutrition, and the social emotional learning. So we have tons of content, whether it be videos and tutorials and podcasts and sheets that you can download. So that's another way that we're able to support the participants in our program when we go into those communities. When you show up, you're given login access to access that year-round. And otherwise, it's a donation platform because that donation from those who are able to access it that way supports the programs that help the kids that can't. So it all works very symbiotically.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Since this program was launched, what have you all learned from the kids?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
So much.
Yeah, so much. I mean, just as far as delivery. You know what I mean? Like some kids learn by listening, some learn by doing, some learn by watching. So from that aspect, me as an instructor, a basketball educator, I'm learning how to deal with kids, how to deliver information to the kids and the parents.
Yeah.
They interact with me and say, hey, John is sick today, or John is having some problems that his little brother, this and that. So I'm listening to all these different situations, and I got to apply that information to where they're dealing at the same time. So you learn a lot from dealing with kids and families.
What in the program have you applied to your own life?
I might take that. So I want to touch one thing on what you were talking about earlier. As a white middle-class woman, people see me sometimes coming in and volunteer opportunities, and I can say something, I could do something, but if I haven't walked your walk, it's a little hard to relate. So when we're in certain areas, I think that Jermel's a credible messenger. He is somebody kids can relate to,
Sure.
and he's someone that kids really respect. Mm-hmm. And then also, it's the other side. My child who took advantage of the programs. I'm well versed in communication. It's what I do for my living and my degree, and I'm able to give him a million resources for handling his own social emotional learning, his own skill development. And when I do it versus when he does it is night and day. It is quick and easier with him than it will ever be with me. So he kind of grows in these leaps and bounds in ways that I'm just not able to provide. So it is that credible messenger. It is that voice that you respect and that you want to emulate. And especially now that we're working with some of our kids in the physical education programs, I mean, they're such great kids, middle school kids, such a key critical stage of emotional development. And it's great to have relationships that are outside of your everyday. Because these are the people that end up forming who you are as a person.
Right.
Yeah.
What relationships have you all developed over the years with this program?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, like I said, family relationships, parent relationships, but most important, business and community relationships. That's the most important. Some of our major sponsors have kids in the program, so that's very huge. That's a big idea. That big deal that they not only sponsor the thing that we're doing a good thing, but they have the kids involved. So that's one of the big things I would take away is the community and that supports and help our mission.
That's right. And, because Jermel's been doing this for 20 years, this is not, especially it makes my job easy, because when I go in, most people have some kind of relationship with him. He grew up here. He played basketball here. He was at CFC. It's easy because he has spent so much time building those relationships, and those are ongoing and evolving.
See?
So it's what it's all about, right?
Yeah, that's what I want to do with the interviews.
Yes.
Keep it evolving.
That's exactly
20
right.
years from now.
That's right.
Well, Joe,
hold on one second.
Yeah.
Do you want to touch base about the
JLP Foundation?
Yeah, not the fundraiser we have.
Oh yeah, we are. So JLP Foundation was found. This is the microphone
This is
for
Cupid.
our.
This
This
is
is Cupid.
This is the barrier breaker here,
Yes.
which we are talking about, right?
Yeah.
We go to different places, and it's because of basketball we can relate and be accepted and kind of get our words delivered.
Yeah. It also helps you not be talk like this, like when you're holding the basketball. You can kind of do this, get a little looser, goosier. The JLP Foundation was founded in this last year. It's a 501c3. It fundraises to power the programs that the DAE Foundation provides. So we are having a fundraiser next week in kind of partnership with the College of Charleston. We'll get to hear from the new coach. We'll get to watch an open practice. So if you're interested in knowing more about that and our programming, we invite you to visit our website at daefoundation.org. That's DAEfoundation.org. You can tell I'm the communications person. And you can sign up there at the bottom of the page for an e-newsletter that'll keep you up to date with everything that we have going on.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really amazing. Well, Jennifer Buddin and, of course, Jermel President, thank you so much.
Right, that's the microphone.
And again, welcome to Quintin's Close Up, Jennifer,
Thank
and welcome
you.
back, Jermel. And
Thank you.
thanks to Paisley and Associates for sponsoring this particular interview.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.